Welcome back to A Minute with Alan. This is called Tipping Point, with apologies to Malcolm Gladwell, who wrote the book, but this is about tipping. And we become a tipping society. We might as well get used to it. Telling people that tipping is no good is like telling them they can't use their cars, for goodness sakes. They can't watch TV and watch football on Sundays. And now it's about 7 nights a week, but you get my drift. And so I tip in restaurants. I'm sure you do too. I tip 20% usually, sometimes 25%. I seldom tip under that because if I have a bad time in the restaurants, because the food's no good, not the service. We even see tips now at like the newsstands and airports. All this person does is take your money and give you some candy or a newspaper, and there's a tip jar or a tip cup. I don't quite get that too much. I don't mind throwing the change in there, but come on, I've even seen tip jars, I kid you not, at automated cashiers where there's a jar there. It says tips, you can put your money in. I also enjoy tips where you're told that it's for my college education, or it's for my trip abroad. In other words, I have to justify the tip. In hotels, you tip the door people, you tip the people who bring your bags to your room, the bellman. You tip the chambermaids. Chambermaids are terribly underappreciated. They're probably the worst paid people in hotels. You should tip them at least $2 a night. I tip them $5. If I'm in a big suite, I'll give them 10 or 20. What the hell? It's only money. What's a few bucks to you? I mean, really, if you're staying in a place like that. Anyway, and today, of course, on the charge slips, they tell you 18%, 20%, 25%, because Americans can't do math in their head anymore, and it's too difficult to figure it out. Now, the exception here are Europeans, not all tourists, Europeans. I know, I'm going to piss off a lot of people. But Europeans, some of them come over here and say, what is this tipping? We don't tip over there. We come to the table with our little machines. You put your card in, everything's safe. Everything's built in. There's no tipping. Yeah, well, you're in America now. And so when you hear, you tip. But I have an idea for you. If you decide you're going to buck the system, you don't want to tip, do it in New York. See what happens.